guys, it's me Vlad again, and today I have prepared a little surprise for you. I was able to invite my friend David Drobik, who is an entrepreneur here in California, but his activities go far beyond the state, and I'm super excited because I'm gonna do this interview, but it is not going to be just a regular interview. We are going to surf today, and let's see how David managed that. All right, I'm back here with David. We are going to surf in a few minutes. First of all, I would like to ask you, what do you do, or why did you end up here? Or how did you end up here?
I agreed to this crazy interview, and that's why I'm here on a beach.
Perfect.
having an interview and going surfing. It's my third time in my life, so I'm hopefully gonna survive. But
and by the way, do you know you have to rub this?
I look cooler with I want to look like a strong army person. So
as long as you think it's cool, that's true.
Yeah. How did I end up here? You mean in the United States?
Yes.
Okay, so I am from the Czech Republic.
All right.
You're from Slovakia, so
yes.
we're big enemies. In 2015, I bought a one-way flight to America from Shanghai, where I lived at the time. And
what were you doing over there?
I was doing my master's, so I was studying in Shanghai with a semester in Taipei.
What was the major?
Economics, finance, and management.
Okay.
3 majors. I just named different business bullshit words. So it was some business bullshit that I studied. I dropped out because I wanted to move to America. I wanted to be in the epicenter of technology, startups, Silicon Valley.
You saw the Steve Jobs movie?
I saw the Steve Jobs movie and I was like, I gotta go there.
So, let's see how you hit the waves. What is it? While you're here, like, what do you do? Do you just hang out at the beach, or what were you doing all the time?
Pretty much, drinking beer.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I understand why you moved here.
All the usual. Yeah. Surfing. Yeah. Now, I gave myself 6 weeks. So I bought my flights, and I gave myself 6 weeks to find a job here in San Francisco.
All right.
And that was before my flight departed to San Francisco from China. So I had 6 weeks to find a job. And
that's a pretty bold move.
And I started hustling, and I was extremely lucky. I landed 2 offers in that time, and then the day that I landed here in San Francisco, I started working with a tech company called STRV.
I heard you have also a podcast. Why did you even start with doing podcasts? What is it about? And
so I wanted to become rich and famous.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
And I thought a podcast would be a good way to do it.
And are you already?
Absolutely not. But okay, so why did I start a podcast? Whenever I went back home to Prague, Europe, Czech Republic, people would be asking me very similar questions all the time. And by people, I mean entrepreneurs who are based out of Europe and want to come here into the US. And I thought it would be a great idea to bring them this information, since I'm already here. And I call the podcast Conquer America because, you know, whenever you're a founder coming to America, you're on this mission to conquer the market and become the next unicorn who makes it big.
I'm listening to your podcast. I'm a big fan. You can also check this podcast here on the link.
In the link below?
Yes.
ConquerAmerica.com.
Yeah.
And I started interviewing entrepreneurs that have come from abroad and made it big here in the US.
Okay.
And I was asking them the same questions that I heard from people who are coming here from Europe or from abroad. Things like, what do I do when I land here? How do I find my first client? How do I open an office? How do I, grow my user base?
Chipotle or Taco Bell?
Yeah. How do I save money on these things?
So the target audience would be like entrepreneurs who wants to come to America, but they struggle. They don't know where to start.
And just to touch upon the hustle.
All right.
Obviously, when you're a new podcast, it's really hard to get good guests.
Yeah.
That's why on this video you have me, because
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Because I'm a shitty guest, So. No, and so But I knew that I needed really good quality guests to be able to reach the audience that I wanted.
All right.
And the only way that I knew how to do that was to start emailing people that I wanted on the podcast.
Yeah.
And in fact, the very first guest that I had on the podcast was the founder of Shazam, Chris Barton. And,
yeah, that's a good start.
And Shazam, and I don't understand why, but I guessed his email address, I sent him an email, and he replied in 15 minutes that he's down to do this podcast with me, which was insane. I was like so psyched about this.
Wow.
And so we did this first interview, and I was like, fuck, this is amazing. And obviously it doesn't always turn out that well, that, you know, usually people don't respond to you because you're a nobody, but, you know, that's how it is. But that was awesome. And so the very first interview was with this guy. And by the way, Shazam, like, at that time was selling to Apple for $400 million. It was at that time when they were getting acquired. So it was like a very exciting time. So anyway, cool. I was really grateful for that, and then, you know, adding more guests was a lot easier after that.
So I know that you have like more activities. You have this podcast, but you also started a YouTube channel. Is that right?
Yeah.
So.
My YouTube channel, yeah.
What is the target over there? Is it the same? Like, is it connected to this podcast, or
it's not directly connected? So I came up with a show called Challenge Accepted.
Okay.
And the whole entire vision for that is, after living here for 3 years, I believe that I acquired a certain mindset that Americans have, and this mindset is, if you want to do something, then just fucking go and do it, and try and do it at least, instead of like thinking about whether I should do it or not and doing a lot of research. You just kind of try and do it. And this show is all about that. So in every episode I do a new challenge, and it could be anything like running a 26-mile marathon without training. Because I just wanted to do it. Creating and recording and publishing.
Have you managed that? Have you managed to run the marathon?
Yeah. I mean, it was a battle.
That's sick.
I did it in January this year. It was a battle, but finished in a shitty time, 4.5 hours, but I finished. So I was very happy about that.
Respect.
Yeah, I mean, I was being stupid. I wanted to run with no shoes originally, and then I injured my foot 2 days before the marathon, so that kind of sucked. But I ran it anyway, so I was kind of like limping throughout most of the marathon. Anyway, other challenges, creating, recording, and publishing a song within 1 day. That was a lot of fun.
That's
You can play like a 2-second snippet of the song. It's really bad. It's really bad.
I'm gonna include it like in the description.
What else? Hitchhiking airplanes at an airport. So I went to an airport and I was asking people.
Is that even possible?
It's possible, yeah. It worked out. So I was at an airport, like hitchhiking airplanes. I was asking people going to the airport, like, hey, where are you flying? Can I fly with you today? And this guy just like 2 hours, like nothing worked out. And then this guy was like, yeah, sure, come with me. He was flying.
If this is possible, then anything is possible.
He was flying from San Diego to LA for lunch and then back. So we literally.
Who flies for lunch?
I don't know. He wanted to have lunch in LA. So whatever, with his airplane, with his airplane. So we literally just took off in San Diego, landed in LA, had lunch, and then headed straight back. Like,
that's amazing. Okay, is it already published? Is it already, can we see it?
So 7 episodes have been filmed, and they're being edited as we speak. It's gonna be published in April this year.
Cool. So how did you like it, David?
I rode 2 waves.
Yes!
Yeah, which is exactly 2 more than last time. All right.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Thank you so much for doing this interview with me.
Thank you for taking me out here.
I hope you had fun.
It's wonderful. It was awesome, man.
Nice.
Thanks.
So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the interview at least as much as I did. And if you want to see more interviews like this, even doing other activities, let me know and we can figure it out something together. So thanks and see you next time.